All right, welcome to chapter 5. We're going to import in the 3D Scan Store mesh, and we're going to upscale it to our actual scan because we're working at real world scale. I think the 3D Scan Store works at 10th scale. Depending on the studio you're going to be at, the scale that they pick could be based off of that. So I have worked at places where you work on 10 scale, where it's like, you know, scaled down 0.1 to be at a particular scale, just so it's not very large in Maya or in Houdini or whatever workspace. So for this, we're working at real world scale. So I'm just going to import that in right now and give you this quick lesson. So let's go ahead and load. So go ahead and import this in. And then here all it is, we're going to go ahead and group this stuff. So 3D Scan Store. And then we can go ahead and copy that folder. Get our Z-plugs open. Subtool master, copy folder, go back to our original tool, and we will paste these into here. Move that down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go, you can see how small that is comparatively to our guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and, you can see all the details and stuff that we have with this mesh, right? So let's turn off texture just so you can see the amount of details and stuff that they have. Let's do polypaint from texture. Oh, turn that on. And then let's go ahead and turn that off. And then let's turn this off. And let's go to here. So you can see how much detail you get with this. And so the thing with this is, like, what we need to do is we're gonna go ahead and delete everything below the highest level, so that when we scale up, we don't lose the details. Because in ZBrush, if you're gonna scale up a mesh that much, it'll have a tendency to average the sculpt details back down, to kind of do away with them. I guess I could show you that, but I'm just gonna do this just because I know it works. But if I delete lower, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that on the other things that are this too. I'm going to go up the highest level, delete lower, and then we're going to do this for the teeth also. So let's delete lower. And then what we're going to do is we're going to zoom back out. And we're going to take this scale and do a transpose set. What that's going to do is going to lock everything else out. Let's go ahead and, there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scale all of that stuff up together. So that's one. And if you do it two, it's going to be pretty much the correct scale for our guy. I'm going to go ahead and just scale this up a little bit more. All right, let's leave it there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back to here. Let's go ahead and solo this out. And you can see that we kept, all those details that we had. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come here to geometry, and we're going to reconstruct the subdivisions. So now we have from 1 to 6 again. And we've retained all of our details from 3D Scan Store. that's pretty much it for this one. The only other thing I'd be doing is we'll be exporting this guy out. So export him. And this is what we're going to put onto Dustin's scan geometry in the next lesson.